This is an unpopular opinion from Reddit. I think it's a good subreddit too, to kind of get people's takes on different things. And this is one I thought that was worth the discussion. The unpopular opinion was that streaming has killed movie nights and now it's just made everything bland. And I agree. I completely agree with the poster. First point on that. I'm sure many people were fans of Game of Thrones when it was in its heyday, and I remember I think I can give the perfect example for Game of Thrones, because I remember coming in like at season 3 or 4. So I got to binge the first couple seasons, and that was fun. That was great. I really enjoyed that. But and the first couple seasons are awesome. But the most fun I had watching Game of Thrones, the most entertaining I thought it was, is when there was a new episode every week, especially in the summertime, and you got to look forward to your Sunday night Game of Thrones. Oh, a new Game of Thrones episode is out. It's Sunday. You had something to look forward to. It was fun. It was nice. And then you had to anticipate the next episode at the end of whatever, Sunday or whatever day. It was great. You were excited about the next one. I remember growing up and going to see my grandparents. They were about a 12-hour drive away from where we were. And I remember telling my mom, let's just surprise them at some point, And she always said, she was quoting my other grandmother, she always said, anticipation is greater than realization. Anticipation is greater than realization, meaning it's the looking forward to that is the fun part, the waiting. This is one of my theories on why Christmas is often feels for us, it's more of a thing we get excited about because we look forward to it, as opposed to Easter. Easter being a bigger religious holiday for Christians. Christmas is something that generally is I think celebrated more heavily, and it's because it's the anticipation of Christmas. And streaming killed that. It did kill that. You don't have anticipation in movies or a show coming out because you just get it right then and there. It goes to show you that instant gratification it's not always great. In fact, it can take a lot of joy out of things. And on the same note of streaming, when you can just watch an episode, or a show or a movie, you have a million different options. You spend so much time just trying to pick, and then you're, I think, far more likely to pick that episode or that movie, and then 5 minutes in say, no, I'm not doing this. So you'll spend a lot longer picking, and you'll spend much less time actually committing. You get that buyer's remorse. I remember hearing in a business class about ice cream flavors. They did studies on different ice cream shops, and I don't know if it was ice cream shops, but essentially they put 3 different ice cream flavors in front of people: strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, and 40. And the problem with 40 is you have so many options, people can't decide. It's paralysis by analysis. You get decision fatigue, whatever. You can't decide what you want, and so you finally do decide, and you're like, I should have gotten the Oreo mudslide instead of the Michigan pot pie, or whatever it is. But if it's strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, you know what you want, and you're happy with what you got because you're very well aware of what strawberry and vanilla have. And there's also maybe maybe this is sort of not a known piece of these studies, whatever came out, but when you have such few options, you really kind of have you know the differences very well. But when there's many options, you can only have so many choices before the options start getting very close together. So when you have a million different options on Netflix to pick from, a lot of times they're really close. Do I want this action movie that maybe has a little bit of comedy in it, or do I want this action movie that maybe it's got a little bit of horror. You know, I don't know what I want. Maybe the moment I decide, I'm immediately thinking I should have picked the one with the horror in it. So yeah, I think I'm with the poster's opinion on Reddit. Streaming definitely, it took something away. And the sad thing is, like, it's hard to get that back. You know, I don't know how you get that back, really. Because even though we all know it's something is lost, we're not going to a version that is not streaming. You might have like some niche companies that try and do it, but they're just that. They're niche. They're not mainstream. I am glad to see that the movie theater is still alive and well. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think maybe not. It's alive. I don't know that it's well, but it's alive. And there is still some magic in going to see a movie. That perfect example in the movie. There is something there about when it comes to going to a movie, getting there. Like, you don't want to get to a movie and immediately you get there and the previews are starting to roll. You want to get there like 15 minutes beforehand. You get your popcorn, your snacks, whatever, and you get to sit and kind of just wait. Again, the anticipation, it's real. It's something. It's not... Something is lost when you can just have it instantaneously. You don't get to be excited anymore. Anyway, there's my take on that unpopular opinion. Today, it turns out when you get back from a trip, you have got a million things to do. And it seems like all of them are just office-based. Email, catching up, responding to this little inquiry or email or text message that you never really got to on vacation because, well, you're on vacation. And so I've spent the last couple days in the office. I was trying, there was 3 different times I tried to get out of the office, and there's this kind of rule that I have that you got to try to make it out of the office before noon. And it always seems like every day that I'm starting off in the office, because there's some days I'm just starting off in the lab or at the cave. Anytime I start out in the office, it just almost seems impossible to get out of there before noon. It's like a real weird rule of thumb. Kind of the same way I have that rule about if you don't start a process in the lab by 2:30, you're kind of dead in the water. It's hard to really do much at that point. You really need to get into the lab before noon. You got to get out of the office by noon, ideally before noon hits. So today I had to run some errands, had to make some calls, had a call with QuickPouch. Bad news. Okay, so here's my updates for today. QuickPouch is gonna be no pouch. No, nothing is happening with QuickPouch. I just had like a little scare because this whole beverage truck over here on the left, like it was like, it just felt like it was kind of coming over. You know, you can kind of sense a vehicle moving at you before it happens. Like that was what's happening with this little 7-Up truck in front of me. By the way, it's 7-Up, A&W, RC, Canada Dry, and what is that, Sunkist? I guess they're all under one umbrella. I didn't know that. I kind of thought 7-Up was its own drink, like its own brand. I didn't know that. Anyway, sorry to cut off there. Did not make it out of the office before noon. It's 4 o'clock, past 4 o'clock. I was talking about QuickPouch. QuickPouch is gonna be no pouch. Gosh, that was such a waste of time. Looks like a really cool product or a really cool piece of equipment, but they're not gonna help me. They just, like, the guy that's a part of that, I'm sure he's very capable, but had no real interest in selling me this equipment. Didn't follow up with me, just like not good. So put that to rest today, QuickPouch. And so I got on ChatGPT, and I've got the premium version, so I'm able to do the deep research and all that stuff. And so I said, find me a pouch opener. Find me a semi-automated modular piece of equipment that is for opening pouches. And it did. I found one. I sent an email to them. Probably won't hear much because they're a big company. But I found another one. It showed the price on the listing. It had contacts, and I called them up immediately. Head of the company answers, like, hey, well, how's it going? And had me immediately talk with their engineer. Had a great conversation with him. turns out they're just getting started, and the engineer was like, how did you find us? Like, we haven't even like put our website out there yet. I was like, well, here you go. I use deep research on ChatGPT, OpenAI. It's like, okay, cool. They've got a patented product that they're releasing, and I think it might end up working really well for us potentially. So I got them some info. Our new product, to tell you a little bit more about that, is going to be a capsule product in sachets, and sachets being little packs that the capsules go in. The pricing I got back was extremely expensive. Not necessarily on the packaging, but on the co-packing. So I'm in the process of looking for a co-packer just to put I've got a great capsule manufacturer, that's fine, that's all good on that. But just the portion of putting the capsules into the sachets, they're wanting to charge me a insane price, like a price that's not going to work for me. Definitely not going to work. I just can't make that work. Not now, not ever. I get packaging pricing being a little high when you're first starting out, because you just need to get the materials. But a co-packing price, that's something that really is pretty static. Like, that doesn't move too much. So I got a co-packing price that is very high, and I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have to find someone else, which is a bummer, because when you get down the line of ways, you just don't want to go backwards on these things. You want to keep things moving, and that is what is happening right now. We're moving backwards on our co-packing aspect of the capsules for the sachets of this product. That's a little teaser for the product. That's as much as I'm going to give you. The design portion is almost done, and yeah, that's pretty much an update there. Next, we are out of our 8-ounce packages stateside Amazon. We're out. And so tomorrow I'll be going out to the cave to fill. Tomorrow is fill day number 2, and I'll be filling some packaging out there. My wife is going to be out there. You get to meet her. She's going to be helping me, because we got another 1-star review. I'll tell you about that later. We got another 1-star review. I feel like I just sounded like Trump right there, the way I did that. We got another 1-star review, and again, it was because I made a mistake. I am filling stateside pouches with, we've got an 8-ounce, a 10-ounce, and a 12-ounce bag, and I'm filling the 8-ounce and the 10-ounce SKUs with the same bag. Now, if it's an 8-ounce bag, it says 8 ounces on there. If it's a 10-ounce bag, it says 10 ounces on there. That's really the only difference. The only difference in the bag is just the text at the bottom that shows the net weight. Otherwise, it's the same bag, same size. Turns out 10 ounce is just a little bit too small, or the 10-ounce bag. The bag that I'm using for the 10 ounces is just a little bit small for 10-ounce packaging. Just is a little too much. And we've got product that's kind of bleeding out of the bag. It's not bleeding out of the bag. Like, the product is in there, but it's not sealing as well as it should. Like, I think it's getting into the zipper a little bit, and so people are seeing that when they open the bag. Everything is safe and copacetic. All that stuff is good. But from a presentation standpoint, I don't want to like scare you. Like, everything looks like everything is good from a production food safety standpoint. But from a presentation standpoint, it's not good. Hold on. This guy is blocking my way here. I gotta go, buddy. You gotta get out of my way. Okay. Jiminy, dude. Like, don't block an intersection, man. Like, come on. Just like, if you see cars bleeding out of the line, like they're in the intersection, then don't move forward, okay? Because then you're making a log jam in the system, and it might just like, so we have wrecks and things just become untenable. Anyway, sorry, I'm not supposed to be commenting on the road, but sometimes it requires it. Okay, back to the 8-ounce, 10-ounce thing. Like, these 10-ounce packages, like, the presentation does not look good. Like, you can make it fine, but it requires a little bit of extra care on the sealing and packaging aspect. And when I say sealing, I mean, like, you got to make sure that zipper's all the way closed before you seal it. And then when you package it, you got to make sure there's no product that's like stuck in the zipper, because if it is, it's just going to look bad from a presentation standpoint. That's on me. Didn't do that very well the first time. My wife is not happy about that. We may have had an argument or 3 or 4 about that. So she's coming out there to kind of make sure that everything is good. So that's tomorrow. That's fill day number 2. Hold on, I gotta open this gate real quick. Hold your little horses. Okay, well, I'm at my lab now. I had to put in the gate code, and so those are your updates. I think that covers all your updates for today. Quick patches, no more. Going out to the cave tomorrow. What else? I know there's more. I spent like an hour setting this audio recorder up, and then I turned it on, and it looked like all the settings had been changed. Or not changed, but reset. So I had to do that. Oh man, I forgot. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna have to leave here in like an hour to go. I gotta go to Dick's Sporting Goods to get some new goggles. I need to do that. That's not a work thing, but that I do have to do that. Did get the stuff figured out with, and they're not gonna renew my rate, unfortunately. They're not gonna renew it. So I did get a discount, but I do have to pay a higher rate now, which, man, I just like am so annoyed about that. It's such an unfair thing. I think it's unfair. Get a different opinion on it. I'm sure you'll let me know on that, maybe one day. Well, the only thing left, I mean, maybe I didn't cover all the updates. I'm gonna do better at covering updates, but I'm, getting back into town, getting things really kind of back organized, back kind of on even keel, and I'm going to do a better job at that. This is just off the top of my head. Right now I'm going to the lab, and you'll see this. I'm going to set up in there, and I'm just going to finish cleaning because I got to get in here and start making stateside little TikTok videos and all that stuff. So, okay, we'll see you inside in just a minute or 2. All right, let's clean up a little bit. This seems like it might be a good spot. I'm wanting a little chair over here for a long time now. This bag, can't even tell you what's in that bag, but it's gotta go. Let's see. How about, I'm trying to think of like what the best order to do things in while you're here, while you're watching this. Okay, actually the shelves over here need to be cleaned up, so let's do that. Let's kind of just do that. Can we do that though? All right, thermocouple, this back in the box, fridge freezer unit is all over the place. I got 19 on the fridge and 25 on the freezer. Man, I hope it's just the thermostats that are busted. Otherwise, I definitely got sold a lemon on this thing. But you know what? Let's not jump to conclusions, shall we not? Let's see. Put those thermocouples in there. I saw this guy. Actually, the guy that came to fix this fridge. He's a fridge equipment repair tech, commercial, I guess. And you know what? Let's take this over here. This is a solid spot for, I think, for now, for a thermocouple. Maybe, right? I don't know. He had a thermocouple that connected into a multimeter. I thought it was a really slick little tool. I feel like he sort of appreciated me commenting on it too. And I don't really know that for sure, but it's just kind of the impression I got. Scissors. All this little stuff, like it's bothering me, This is perfect for the shelf. I don't know if this is all gonna stay over here, but for now, just trying to get a general sense of organization. You know what, let's grab the ladder. My cleaning right now is not organized. Like I'm just sort of doing what I think needs to be done. Either putting things away or wiping it off, All right, this guy. I bought these things with my first freeze dryer. It was a Harvest Right. And I thought it would be good for really maximizing surface area. And so trying to freeze things and then obviously sublimate them a little bit more effectively and efficiently. I still think it could work pretty well, but it didn't work that well on whatever I was trying, which I think was orange juice. I think it just didn't freeze long enough. All right, I'm gonna turn the air compressor on and do a little dusting over here, I think. Yep, sure am. Okay. That's not good. Why is this not turning on? My air compressor isn't working. Don't know why. Gosh darn it, man. This is a huge bummer. Like a massive, massive bummer. The thing is, it was working last night. Why is it not working now? Dang. This is not what I was expecting to deal with today. All right, I'm gonna pause this while I try to kind of figure something out. Okay, I think I figured out why. This already had pressure. There's already compressed air in the tank, and so it doesn't need to turn on because it's already there. So let me see if I'm right on that. Sure am. All right, let's go. It's on still. Let's go clean some of this off. Don't need a ton. Come on, get up here. There it goes. Sawdust all over this. That's gonna shut off in just a second. Go ahead and these guys are gonna go back in the tool bag. Don't know that I ever really needed these, you know, not with what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get the floors clean. That I'm gonna have someone come in to do that. Is this empty? This is all, you know what? I'm not even gonna save this. This has got moisture in it now. I don't want it. I don't want it. What's this go? I'm trying to think where to put these things. This will go in the back of my truck. Kind of a perfect spot right here. Bags, shelf. Close that all the way. Those will go back in my truck. That will go in the back of my truck. Big giant breaker bar. Good spot for it right there. Impeller. This is a shelf item. Tubing. Oh, and this is my caliper. This is not like a permanent organization for the shelf. I'm just trying to get to a place that makes more sense for it right now. Tubing right there. This area definitely needs some work. Okay, bucket. Bucket doesn't feel like it should go on the shelf. Kind of feels like it should be right here. You know what? I'm not taking this bucket with me because I need it. I will use it for sure. Will absolutely use it. Bucket right there. All right, that stuff, truck. This is definitely a hot mess behind here. At least wrap some of it up. Push this guy right here. I'm gonna be re-outfitting this lab. Not re-outfitting anything, actually. I'm gonna be changing it ever so slightly to accommodate Rubisco extraction, because that's kind of my, I think what I'm gonna be working on pretty heavily going forward. And I'm already, I mean, that's my current process right now, which I might have to start over because it's been so long since I've got that clear brown juice out of there that I'm worried that it might have a little bit of bacterial growth inside of the, well, it's in my garage, but yeah, I'm worried that it might have a little bit of kind of stuff going on there. How did that get all the way over here? I'm pretty sure that's what that is, but maybe not, I don't know. This guy can go here. Probably put this back in there too. What else? These guys, I need some boxes for over on these shelves. It's a bricks meter right there. Be using that all the time. I'm trying to think what to do with some of this stuff. Paper towels are obvious. Go over here. Got one roll. Come on, dude, seriously? Whatever. I mean, the best bet for the VFD right here is probably also the shelf. Again, I don't like how these shelves are, what I'm starting to put on them, but I'm just trying to get things picked up until I can find a spot for them. If I want to go get those goggles and be home by 6, I got to go right now. Okay, this is going to be it for today. I'm going home. I'm going home by. We'll see you tomorrow at the cave. And what else? Anything else I forgot to add? No. See you tomorrow at the cave. Take care.